and welcome to AIPACAST, Amplifying Voices of AIPA. Now, AIPACAST explore the world of ASEAN through conversations with parliamentarians, prominent figures, and experts who will be sharing their insights and also experiences on a wide range of topics. Now, right now, we are currently in Ubud,
Yes.
Bali, beautiful, beautiful island. As currently AIPA is in collaboration with FAO and also IISD,
Yes. That's right.
having our second joint event on fostering parliamentary action and collaboration for effective implementation of the ASEAN guidelines on promoting responsible investment in food, agriculture, and forestry, which is about to begin in 2 days' time on the 24th and 25th. Now, this part of the island has been long known as its cultural capital, and you will find colorful, beautiful galleries where we are now engaging in museums and also temples all over Bali. Now, this is why our seventh episode of AIPACAST is special. We've never done this before in any galleries. And today I have the honor to have this episode at the Rudana Fine Art Gallery with Honorable Putu Supadma Rudana.
Yes. Welcome to Bali once again, and
Thank
welcome
you.
to Ubud.
Thank you so much. He is currently the vice chairman of the committee of the Inter-Parliamentary Cooperation and also a member of the sixth commission of the House of Representatives of Indonesia. Also, the honor of the Rudana Fine Art Gallery. So we've actually been really, for me personally, I love Bali. I find that this is one of the most beautiful places in the world and full of really rich culture and also, in terms of nature as well. So, Pak Putu, if you don't mind me
Yeah.
calling you that. So as we basically will be going through your beautiful gallery, we will also be talking about the event that we're gonna
Yes.
have.
Gonna.
Right. So what we're gonna do is we would like to actually know from your side regards to the significance of we're hosting our second event in Ubud,
Yes.
and this is really joint collaboration between AIPA, FAO, and also IISD. And the balance of between Bali's tourism and also agricultural sectors will touch later on the
Yes.
impact of Subak water system and the ASEAN RAI on local farming practices and the role of parliamentarians in fostering this collaboration for responsible investment in food, agriculture, and forestry. Now, as we are basically hosting this second joint event and the collaboration for effective implementation for what we are currently drafting on this implementation or framework on guidelines on promoting responsible investment of food, agriculture, and forestry. Could you perhaps provide an overview on the current state of food, agriculture, and also forestry law in Indonesia? I know this is a very heavy topic, Pak Putu, and identify any challenges that these sectors have basically faced. I hope that can actually, this question is very important. I think it's
Yes.
because
I do
we've
agree.
seen it. So please,
Yes.
Pak Putu.
First, I would like to thank you for attending or coming visiting the museum and the gallery. It's an honor to welcome the AIPA parliamentarians and secretariat, and also many speakers. It's truly an honor. But I would like to answer your question, Ibu Sitianti, Secretary General of AIPA. As an overview of the law of these three issues, Indonesia has a quite complete and complex law regarding them. As an essential initial summary, the legislation for these three issues is focused on building the security around them. The law on food, for example, the law number 18, 2012, it talks about food sovereignty and food security. It puts a responsibility to the government to provide the food stock and its accessibility. On agriculture, we have several laws focusing matter from sustainable agriculture, land protection, the law number 41, 2009, farmer protection and empowerment, the law number 19, 2013, to sustainable agriculture cultivation system, the law number 22, 2019. These laws also put an emphasis on how we can protect our very critical agricultural assets, the farmer, and of course the land itself. Within the area of forestry, the Forestry Law number 41, 1999, and the Prevention and Eradication of Forest Destruction, the law number 18, 2013, become the basic laws in forestry management and enforcement protection. The umbrella laws for these three sectors are also available in the environmental law and the job creation law, or the renowned omnibus law. I believe that the security mindset is quite relevant in our effort to adapt with current rising environmental challenges such as climate change and food. Agriculture and forestry are interlinked issues that are critical to our life being and of course well-being. This question, however, is to ensure that all this remains as the source provider for our people. We are under huge demographic pressure to provide food more and more using our finite land and forest resources, not to mention the current existential threats of climate change, whereby it has already caused a more alarming situation with regard to the change of weather patterns, environmental and water resources scarcity, and more. The Global Food Security Index in 2022 recorded a 60.2 point for Indonesia, putting the country at the rank number 63 at the global level. We are the fourth in ASEAN after Singapore, Malaysia, and Vietnam. Our score is quite decent in terms of affordability, availability, and quality and safety, but we are still lacking in terms of sustainability and adaptation. This problem needs to be addressed. It's also quite ironic because Indonesia, for decades, has been renowned as an agricultural country with its vast area of forests, paddy fields, as you also can see around, cornfields, and others. Indonesia has around 40 million people working in the agricultural sector, forestry, and fisheries also. Its contribution to the Indonesian GDP around 12.53% in 2023. It is only the third largest contributor. This might have its connection to what we are mostly doing. We often glorify measures to food, agriculture, and forestry security, yet we tend to do the otherwise. We continuously import food stock from rice, sugar, to livestock from other countries, sometimes including salt. Within the framework of GFSI, I would tend to agree that our challenges right now are in terms of sustainability and adaptation. We are lagging behind in this area due to the little investment towards better sustainability and adaptation measures. Also, there's a little appetite for investment in this sector. The agricultural sector even not listed as the 5 sectors investment area in 2023. A good number is still recorded in the downstream businesses. Forestry and agriculture are the top 3 for downstream investment, but even with both combined, the number cannot match half of the most favorable downstream investment, that is mineral accounting of around 216 trillion rupiah in 2023. There are many factors that makes agricultural sector perhaps as the least favorable sector for investment. Aside from the challenges in terms of sustainability and adaptation, the priority in building an enabling environment for agricultural investment is not yet there. This might relate to the complexities of our land tenure, the red tape bureaucracy when it comes to agricultural sectors, and how our government might not put its best to empower and improve the capacity of our farmers and more. These challenges are somewhat, I believe, as a tip of iceberg within the context of agricultural investment.
Thank you, Pak Putu, for really sharing regards to the challenges and the law that actually has been
Yes.
enforced in the country itself. And I think can actually understand. I mean, looking at the population of Indonesia, having a food security is very important,
That's true.
right? And climate change is really one of the factors that's among trying to achieve this as well. So, from your perspective, how could, in terms of ASEAN RAI, contribute to the advancement or advancing in terms of the food, agriculture, and also forestry sectors in Indonesia? Now, additionally, what strategies might Indonesia employ to enhance the collaboration among government, entities, farmers, and also other stakeholders, as what Putu actually mentioned just now?
Yes. Of course, I applaud the adoption of ASEAN RAI in Hanoi, Vietnam in 2018. I concur also with the purpose of the guidelines that is to promote investment in food, agriculture, and forestry in the ASEAN region that contributes to regional economic development, food and nutrition security, food safety, and equitable benefits, as well as the sustainable use of natural resources, because this is strongly related to our condition today. We are lacking investment in the agricultural sector, that we need to do more in terms of advancing and uplifting the agricultural business into an elite area where private investment will be in line to make the investment. To do so, measures to streamline investment process, improve the enabling environment, and enhance the easiness of doing business in ASEAN must be at the top priority. But sometimes the stakeholders are not aware enough of ways to do that. ASEAN RAI provides just that, a guide for the policy and other relevant stakeholders in shaping the best investment environment for FAF. ASEAN RAI could also serve as a means to realize the unrealized, such as the urgency in meeting the SDGs or on hunger, or for example, ways to bring more about transparency and accountability of bureaucracy as an enabling environment for investment.
Now, I'm going to shift my question a little bit with regards to tourism. And I'll go back to the question on the ASEAN RAI. Now, Bali is really well known for its tourism, with 80%, correct me if I'm wrong, of the Balinese economy really depends on this particular sector. Now, however, Bali also has a rich agricultural tradition that is integral to its culture and also community. I mean, we are here, in front of us is the paddy field, you have the forest next to us.
Mini forest, call it.
Yes. If really the government prioritizes investments in tourism, now potentially at the expense of agricultural landscape, what are your thoughts on achieving a balance between these two critical sectors? So we actually have, again, investments, and also we have this tourism. How can Bali ensure sustainable development that preserves its agriculture heritage and also while supporting tourism-driven economies?
Ibu Siti, we know that growth is very important matter for a country, an island like Bali, and of course for the people. But growth with sustainability is very important. So I think tourism should be managed in line with the protection of the environment, and also the importance one also how the people can be very inclusive in getting the benefit out of the growth from that economic position. And we know Bali is very well known for tourism, and probably Bali is one of the top world tourism destination. We want to make sure that the government and all the stakeholders understand the reason why Bali is so famous. Bali is famous because of its landscape, its beautiful paddy fields, its mini forest tree around, and also because of its culture and heritage. So I think to find the balance is a must. All our local wisdom have already mentioned. One is Trihita Karana, the harmonious relationship between human and human, human and nature, and also, of course, human with its creator. So I think the importance to find the equilibrium is so significant and very important. So I think what we can do in the future are to make sure that all the development regarding tourism also has in line with the strategy that Bali at first well known. For example, Bali well known for its beautiful scenery, for its beautiful landscape, for its beautiful culture. So I think that's the soul of the destination. Other should follow the soul of the destination. And then I think this is in line also with the tradition of agriculture. So people work in agriculture as a farmer. They're not only a farmer in Bali, in Indonesia, they also as an artist, they can dance. Later on, you can see there's one performance from Balinese community from village in Bali. They actually perform. They're not professional dancer, but actually they come from a farmer or from a village people. But they can also in line with that. They have a commitment to preserve the tradition, the culture, the nature, and of course to find the balance. So I think we should learn from the local wisdom. Other local wisdom is there too, like Subak, the irrigation system of Bali, traditional irrigation system. Other system, other one important ceremony in Bali called Silence Day, Nyepi Day, to remind us that the world, the earth, need time to do a reflection. So the nature also needs to do reflection. So I think to find it in a local wisdom, I think one of more important matter and could be an example or inspiration to how we in the future can manage the balance between growth and sustainability regarding the environment and the inclusivity regarding involvement of the community and people. At the end, they should get the benefit, the prosperity out of all the growth in economic side.
No, exactly. I think this is the message that we also need to, keep on telling our younger generation. Culture, the richness in terms of the heritage, we need to hold that, right? Because no matter what, I mean, Bali is so uniquely Bali with hospitality, culture. You will not actually get it elsewhere except for here. So, I mean, I feel that I've been coming to Bali for the past 10 years and I've never seen like the continuity, hospitality of the people, the kind.
We actually very lucky also, Ubud City. Why? Because many foreigners, tourists now is the trend is not only tourists exploiting the destination, but they also joining to manage the destination, sustainable tourism, eco-tourism. So I think Bali is not about Bali itself from the people itself inside, but Bali is from the support from all the community people all around the world, including many organizations of the world. So I think it's just the right time to talk about these issues in Bali. So I think your inspiration, your idea, your concept, hopefully in the future will be followed by others.
Sure. But the thing is, it's the right place to actually have our second event here. Believe me, I mean, like when we actually landed, again, the drive-through from the airport here, it takes 1 hour, but the scenery is beautiful. Now I'll go to my fourth question, really, and this is. I remember Pak Putu actually gave as well a speech during the 10th World Water Forum in Nusa Dua, Bali, and Indonesia introduced Subak water system to the world. Now, as a native of Bali, could you actually explain a little bit to the audience of how the Subak water system works and how has ASEAN RAI influenced traditional practices like the Subak irrigation system, and perhaps to share your personal experience and observation on the benefit of this to the local farmers and also to the community.
Yes, I think I mentioned in earlier question, but ASEAN RAI strengthening the customary practice or the agriculture local wisdom that is already there.
Correct.
The Subak irrigation is known for its collectivity in managing water resources within specific given area of paddy field. Subak, for example, which dating back to 9th century, it's a form of cooperative water management system of canals and weirs with the temples as the focus. As I mentioned, our relation to the Creator is very important. In Subak lies a deep local wisdom of Trihita Karana. And Subak components are interlinked between the forests that protect the water supply, terraced paddy landscape, rice field connected by a system of canals, tunnels, and weirs, villages and temple of varying size and importance that mark either the source of water or its passage through the temple on its way downhill to irrigate Subak land, which we call is the hardware system.
Right.
But that's the side of the hardware. So the whole infrastructure. But we have the software. The software is about the community, about the farmers, about the management system, how the democracy is made. So how actually the water in one certain day given to this area, but the next day it's given to the next area. And how they can find a consensus on also, for example, the paddy fields, when they can plant a paddy, when the next area can plant a paddy. So they get it in different ways. So that whole management system is created bottom up. So I think this is the key, I think, of success of Subak, because it's not really top down only, but the strategy is bottom up. People realize how they can contribute to actually to find a balance between the outcome, the result from the paddy fields, the amount they get in quantity, but also they can preserve the quality again, the quality of the land, how they can use less water in management, and of course in the future it will support also it will find harmony and balance, how we can actually get the growth and then inclusivity, and also as I mentioned earlier regarding of course the protection of the environment. I think that's what my highlight about the question.
Okay, thank you. Now, ASEAN RAI also underscores the importance of this collaboration, the collaboration between the government and stakeholders to promote responsible investment in food, agriculture, forestry sectors. Now, as a parliamentarian, what role do you envision yourself, and what can actually be said to our fellow parliamentarians in terms of encouraging this collaboration?
Yeah, I think the most important thing is to understand first about the community involvement. Second, how we actually understand about local wisdom. Every place has its own strategy or ways to do it. Third, we need to convince how we can in the future work closely together. Agriculture is such an important thing for the food security, and then that's why from my side, I think I always mention regarding the importance of local wisdom. So we can get a lot because local wisdom or wisdom is based on experience, but in a period of long time. So scientific is very important, but wisdom, I think it's already actually time already tell that the wisdom is actually the way to do it. So we have to find an equilibrium in both that commitment between actually the science and also and wisdom. But uh, as you know, Bali, we have also the problem of scarcity of the land. And then I think we need to work closely together. I think all the stakeholders should pay attention on this regarding the food security to have the balance in protecting the environment, and also people should be involved and getting the benefit out of it at the end. And then agriculture is a way also to give people the well-being. So the point that I would like to make is actually how we can find the equilibrium. So everybody is very important in the whole process of production of the food. So we hopefully in the future will give the high respect to the farmer. We also have to focus on giving the environment space so we can protect the environment. We cannot exploit only focusing on economic growth, but we truly have to find an equilibrium way, the middle way to have win-win solution. But I think one other element is about environmental democracy. Concept of environmental democracy is also very important. It's not only how we can manage the whole situation regarding these issues top down, but bottom up. The most important people that can decide is, I think, the community, the local communities, because they understand about their nature, they understand about their heritage, they understand about the wisdom of agriculture, and also they understand about the subak system. And of course, I mentioned earlier regarding how the water is managed. So I think we have to find the equilibrium, the middle way, in how the strategy from the government, the investment side, top down, but also we have to realize, to understand the most people that really get affected by all, including the problem of the climate change, how they can adapt, the adaptation. I think they should be the one can decide and could be involved, or they can also present all in their own way. But government can regulate, and a parliament can create a law, but at the end they should listen to the people's voice, to the community voice. Environmental democracy is one way, I think, to do it in the future, because we would like to not only get growth in optimum way or in maximal way, but we want to protect the environment, we want to protect the community, we want to protect the heritage. So I think the concept of bottom up, the environmental democracy, is very important to be realized by the decision maker, by the regulator, and by all stakeholders of course our ASEAN RAI.
I like the fact that when Pak Putu actually emphasized on the environmental democracy, it's really important to actually look into the fact that it also we have to hear on the bottom up kind of situation. And I think Pak Putu, you actually have shared a lot of your wisdom, sharing from government perspective of what law actually has already been included here, emphasizing the equilibrium, what it is. It's so important that makes Bali a very unique place, and we're very grateful for having us. So we thank you so much for listening to AIPACAST, and we hope that you stay tuned for more episodes. And don't forget to follow our social media. And if you want to actually have a little bit more view of the Rudana Fine Art Gallery, please click the link below. You will actually get more from Pak Putu. He will be really bringing everybody to his gallery. So we hope that you can actually stay tuned for this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
Yes.
we are now
Yes.
at the Rudana Museum.
Yes.
So we actually came here. Ada beberapa lantai ya Pak. You
Yes.
know, the area is so big, amazing. Jadi mungkin Pak Putu can actually give us, you know, a little bit about this place dan juga
Okay.
how does this place actually personally apa ya attached to you in terms of suasananya.
Yes.
Ya.
Ibu Siti,
Hmm.
Ibu Siti Yanti, tentu suatu kehormatan. It's a pleasure for us to welcome all of you, the AIPA Secretariat and also AIPA member of parliaments from all ASEAN countries. To have the networking tea here, it's truly an honor. And then now we are in the compound of Rudana. Rudana is our family name. It's come from my father, and we are the second generation. And we have three institutions in this compound. First one is the you mentioned earlier, Rudana Museum. It's an art museum. The second one, Rudana Fine Art Gallery. The museum collect we have around 500 pieces. It's permanent collection of the museum. The gallery itself, we have more than 10,000 artworks as a collection. And then the third institution is the most important also. It's the Rudana Art Foundation. It's actually how we can preserve and promote art and culture of Indonesia, especially Bali. And then now we are in the second level. Here we have like maestros of Indonesian art from Sri Hadi Sudarsono, very well known, famous Indonesian artist. And we have also on the back, there's a very honored and very lucky to be painted, have a portrait from Sri Hadi Sudarsono. He mentioned in 2010, the title of the art is my name with Putra Nusantara. I mean, wow. So it's mean that it's very important to represent the art and cultural heritage of a nation, and we are so proud to have the art and cultural heritage of Indonesia. And then in this, we have three compounds. As a human body, the top floor is like a head. In Bali, we call it trianga. It's the head, the badan, and the foot. And we have three floors in the museum building. The first floor exhibiting the traditional Balinese art. It's actually from our traditional local fine art. It's come from every village. Every village has its own design and style. And then it includes one masterpiece, many masterpieces, of course. One most important art from Gusti Nyoman Lempat. He lived for more than 115 years old, so he has long life. So his artwork also here, and we're lucky to have his art, about 10 pieces of his art. So it's also as a main attraction for our museum here. And the second floor is exhibiting the modern Indonesian art from Sri Hadi Sudarsono, Nyoman Gunarsa, Madewianta, and even other artists like Dullah, Basuki Abdullah. Maybe it's not really well known worldwide, but in Indonesia it's very, very well known in Indonesia. And then the key also regarding the philosophy of the compound, it's about representing Trihita Karana. How the museum itself have a great interaction and connection with human, so people can appreciate the artwork and appreciate the architecture, because Ibu is an architect.
Very
And
much
then
appreciate all this.
you can see the compound also surrounded by beautiful natures. There's mini forest on the back. There's also rice paddies on the side. So it's actually blend with the nature. But the most important thing is a devotion to the creator. How actually the founders, my father and my mother, Mr. Nyoman Rudana and Mrs. Olastini Rudana, my both parents, have a vision to devote what they create to the creator. I think it's very important that I think also the artists, they would like to create the artwork. The reason is the devotion to the creator, because it's the highest achievement when they can create a masterpiece and the devotion is to the creator, because everybody will appreciate. And then for sure, we have to show this to the world, because Indonesia is such a diverse cultural country. So we have so many treasures, and one of them is in art sector.
So this museum was officially opened in tahun 1995
That's right. Yes.
by
Yes, it's actually we are very lucky. The
Yeah.
second president of Indonesia,
Yes.
Bapak Suharto,
Mm,
he's a very important figure in Indonesia,
yeah.
and that's why the reason he has the affirmative action.
Yeah.
He knows how to appreciate art
Mm,
and also artists.
so
And then we hope also in the future, the first thing we want that many international maybe visitors, not only visiting because they want to see the scenery, the beauty of the landscape, but I think to understand the art
Yeah.
and culture is
Betul.
one most important thing.
Yeah.
To actually visit the museum, to appreciate artwork,
Yeah.
to appreciate the heritage, and to experience the culture
Betul.
of the local,
Yeah.
the country. And then Bapak Suharto is he well known for Bapak Pembangunan.
Yeah.
At that time, he can build the
Yes,
country
correct.
in line with building the art, culture, and preserving the heritage. So I hope that also in the future, our great leader
Yeah.
also will have the affirmative action regarding these issues.
I like to share this with our viewers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really that selalu. Yeah, we actually see a paddy field
Yes.
just outside how the surrounding is. I do hope that we can actually capture and share this with you all.
And then we
It is
lucky, Ibu.
really,
And we
yeah,
are in there's a rice paddy,
yeah,
the window. We call this one as the window of leadership.
yeah. So I hope that we can
Yeah, they
actually
can
capture
capture,
this
yeah.
in here. So because for Ibu to actually have a museum, then suddenly sebelahnya you actually have
Sawah,
yeah, in it then you have like trees gitu ya,
trees,
like
and then
surrounding it.
also,
It's beautiful. You have clean air. You can see, you can
yes.
feel the breeze.
And then also
The
here
activities.
is one masterpiece by Antonio Blanco, the Spanish artist
Yeah.
who lived in Bali and married in Bali.
Oh really?
Very well known. He has his own museum in Ubud,
Oh really?
near the river, Ayung River. So it's not only you appreciating the nature, but you can also appreciate the artwork by
Betul.
maestros of
Yeah.
Indonesia, and
Oh,
also
yeah.
one Spanish artist, but
Yeah.
already become Indonesians.
This tadi Ibu mentioned with regards to yang gallery ini significantnya juga on top of like what we actually have is also surroundingnya is a green
Yeah, green.
area. My team is basically here to actually see that as well. But I'm just saying, like, you know, in terms of aligning concept, yeah, the museum kan
Yes.
ada Pak Putu actually mentioned there are three
Yes,
sebenarnya
yes.
fine art museum
Every
juga dan
yeah,
foundation
foundation.
itu ya. So concept of green economy juga, like we,
Yes.
you know, how do we actually see that? It's because we can feel that.
Yes, we're so lucky also to have the rice paddy here.
Yeah.
But we let the local communities
Betul.
managing the
Correct.
rice paddy. So
Correct.
it's actually it's not only for us. We got the views.
Yeah.
They get the benefit of we can share the benefit.
Yeah.
They get the rice paddy.
Yeah.
But also in addition to that, we can preserve the nature.
Betul.
So I think to have this harmony,
Yeah.
to have this
Yeah.
balance, like
Yeah.
we mentioned
What
earlier
mentioned,
with the
yes,
discussion.
yes.
So I think in the future it's about responsible investment in food, agriculture, and forestry.
Yeah.
We would like to promote that. I think
Betul.
maybe this can, as an example,
It's a nice.
it's a inspiration.
If anyone actually has not seen any harvesting or on paddy, right, this is the best place. So if they do harvesting, people can just watch.
So I hope
by the
one
side.
day AIPA can have an event during the harvesting or planting. They
It's
can
really
plant
nice.
and then harvest.
Yeah, you know, this is what the gallery. In fact, the paddy is part of yeah
Yes.
the museum yeah to actually see the life.
The life.
Yeah, the life.
And
the,
Ibu know the philosophy of paddy.
enggak,
So
yang ini.
yeah, the more you're famous, the more you well known, the more you educated, you become more humble. Because paddy tree is like this.
Oh my God.
So
that's
it's
way.
also a philosophy itself.
Oh my goodness.
So
Yes.
so it's like we should learn. We have to
Yeah.
learn a lot of things from nature.
True.
The
True.
mother earth, the environment, the nature give us a great wisdom.
Right.
So we have to get and we have to have the soul, the touch and the feeling to capture
Yes.
all the spirit from the nature.
Now, thank you so much, Pak Putu, for really. This is just a museum, but I'm just actually sharing this with our viewers.
Yes.
Do drop by here because you can actually see, you know, so many activities, and also the fine art museum collection. That's what Pak Putu mentioning. but the surrounding to actually
Yes.
how harmonized it is. And
Yes.
again, like Pak Putu said, I am an architect.
Yes,
You know,
but
I have never seen
so
like
I promised her actually to visit Bali, and then I will ask you to visit our museum,
yes,
so you can see also it's not only a building,
yes,
but it's a cultural
betul.
building of Balinese architecture. So this is all with the philosophy.
Yeah.
I couldn't explain in this short
Yes,
period of
it
time because
is, it
there's a
is.
lot of philosophy
Yeah,
and a lot of devotion and commitment from artists.
betul.
It's not only the building. When you
Yeah.
can see the
Every
ceiling,
details,
it's
every
the
detail.
carving itself.
Yeah,
It's
beautiful.
require a lot of energy and time,
Yeah, yeah,
including the
it is.
ceiling.
It is.
That one is made
Yeah.
by big wood, thick wood, and
Mm.
also carved by maestros of Bali.
Oh,
And then it's actually using gold leaves.
oh
It's
yeah,
actually gold leaves.
dipakai.
Yes,
Oh, that's really
the
beautiful.
real gold leaves. So it's not
Wow.
about the building costs you a lot, but
Yeah.
also
The
how you,
skill.
yes, the
The skill,
skill,
yeah.
and then you how you finish it.
Yes.
It requires also a quality of product to present the holistic of the architecture of the island.
Yes.
So that's commitment of my father and mother, the
Mm,
founder,
mm,
and also for me, my passion is about devoting
mm.
myself to art.
Yes.
But life is about art.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
talk about politics, there's the art of politics.
Exactly.
You talk about economy, there's the art of
It,
economy
it,
and business.
you talk about architecture, it's the
That's
art and
yes,
science
science
of
of
buildings.
architecture. Yes, the art and science of building, and
Betul.
that's your masterpiece.
So thank you so much, Pak
Yes,
Putu, for really having this. I mean,
yes,
like I said, this is actually our first time
yes,
ever
yes,
interviewing the tempat, really the gallery
yes,
itself, and also really sharing
yes,
on what we're actually going to do in the next few days. Yeah,
yes,
but I think this is where we actually learn a lot about the culture
yes.
in Bali and hospitality. So I thank you so much. Yeah,
Thank you, and
thank
I hope
you.
you enjoy the rest of your stay.
Thank you for the
And then I
hospitality.
think the art, the culture, the heritage should be promoted not by myself, but I think hopefully in the future everybody will promote because art and culture
Yeah,
has an energy to unite.
betul.
Every aspect in our life
Yes.
divides us,
Yeah.
but through art,
Yeah.
I think we can unite and we can promote peace for great humanity in the future.
Well said. Thank you so much. All
Thank
right.
you.
Stay tuned.